Turn it off. That's what I would say. It's hard for young people now because they're hooked. They're addicted. If you don't think you're addicted, and I'm talking about anyone, from the highest to the lowest, if you don't think you're addicted, then see if you can turn it off for a week. It got quiet in here, didn't it? Didn't it get real quiet?
Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why boredom feels so unbearable? What if this discomfort is actually a signal your brain is sending, a call to slow down, rethink, and reset? Think about this. When you were a child, going to the park or hearing the doorbell meant pure excitement. You'd run with joy, your heart racing, feeling a rush of happiness, a natural dopamine high from the simplest moments. So why do we lose that ability as we grow? In this video, we'll explore the hidden power of boredom, how dopamine silently controls your happiness, and practical steps to take back control. The final point might shock you. Have you ever stopped to think about why certain moments give you a sudden rush of excitement? Maybe it's the ping of a notification on your phone, a thrilling scene in a video, or the satisfaction of ticking off a goal from your list. That surge of pleasure you feel is powered by dopamine, often called the brain's feel-good chemical. It's the invisible messenger that drives motivation, fuels ambition, and rewards you when you succeed. But dopamine isn't just about pleasure, it's also a double-edged sword. As neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman puts it, dopamine is the currency of desire. It's the fuel behind our cravings and impulses, pushing us to chase highs again and again. Yet too much of this rush can trap us in a dangerous cycle, where temporary thrills lead to long-term dissatisfaction. This silent manipulator shapes much of what we do, often without us even realizing it. One of the most intense and rapid triggers of dopamine release comes from watching pornography. Studies show that the dopamine surge during such a stimulation can be up to 3 to 4 times higher than what the brain experiences during natural rewarding activities like eating or social bonding. In a healthy brain, dopamine release follows a balanced pattern. Moderate spikes during enjoyable experiences that encourage learning, motivation, and social connection. However, in the brain of a pornography addict, this system is flooded with unnaturally high dopamine levels, causing a receptor desensitization, meaning the brain becomes less responsive to normal stimuli. Neurological research comparing porn addiction to drug addiction has revealed alarming similarities. A study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that the brain activity of heavy pornography users resembles that of individuals addicted to cocaine or heroin. Both groups show reduced dopamine receptor availability in key brain regions responsible for reward and motivation, such as the ventral striatum. This means a pornography addict needs increasingly extreme content to achieve the same dopamine high, much like a drug addict needing higher doses to feel the effect. This leads to emotional numbness, decreased ability to feel pleasure from everyday life, and difficulties in forming genuine emotional and intimate relationships. Dr. Norman Doidge, a leading psychiatrist and author of The Brain That Changes Itself, explains, pornography hijacks the brain's reward circuitry, turning what should be a natural source of motivation and pleasure into a destructive cycle of craving and withdrawal. The result? A brain chemically rewired to chase instant gratification at the expense of long-term happiness and mental well-being. If pornography floods your brain with unnatural dopamine surges, social media acts like a constant trickle, a never-ending drip of notifications, likes, and updates that keep your dopamine levels perpetually high. Every buzz, ping, or red badge triggers a small dopamine hit, reinforcing the habit of checking your phone again and again. This repetitive stimulation rewires your brain's reward system in subtle but powerful ways. Instead of finding joy in meaningful activities or deep relationships, your brain becomes addicted to the quick bursts of pleasure from scrolling feeds or watching short videos. Neuroscientists have found that this dopamine loop can lead to symptoms similar to substance addiction, irritability, anxiety, inability to focus, and compulsive checking behaviors. Over time, your brain starts demanding more frequent and intense digital rewards to satisfy its craving. Dr. Larry Rosen, a psychologist specializing in technology addiction, warns the constant bombardment of digital stimuli creates a cycle where your brain's natural reward system becomes overwhelmed and desensitized, leading to reduced attention spans and increased stress. In short, social media hijacks your brain chemistry much like drugs or pornography, making it harder to find lasting happiness without these digital hits. Dopamine is often called the brain's reward chemical, but it's much more than that. It's the driving force behind motivation, learning, and pleasure. When you accomplish something meaningful, like finishing a project, enjoying a meal, or connecting with a friend, your brain releases dopamine in a balanced and healthy way. This natural dopamine release encourages you to repeat positive behaviors and helps you focus on goals that matter. It's like a built-in reward system designed to keep you moving forward in life. Neuroscientist Dr. Daniel Amen explains, dopamine is essential for goal-directed behavior. It energizes you to pursue what matters and helps form habits that build a successful life. When dopamine is released naturally, it supports your mental clarity, emotional well-being, and overall happiness. It's not just about feeling good, it's about feeling motivated and alive. While natural dopamine release supports motivation and happiness, overstimulation leads to problems. When you expose your brain to constant unnatural dopamine sources, like excessive social media use, junk food, or pornography, your brain's dopamine receptors become overwhelmed. This overload causes receptor desensitization, meaning your brain starts to respond less to everyday pleasures. Simple activities that once made you happy feel dull and uninteresting. You need stronger, more frequent stimuli to feel the same satisfaction. This cycle is dangerous because it rewires your brain to crave instant gratification and short-lived highs, leading to decreased focus, mood swings, and sometimes even depression. Dr. Anna Lemke, psychiatrist specializing in addiction, says, "Our modern environment floods the brain with dopamine in ways it wasn't designed to handle. This creates an imbalance that can fuel addictive behaviors and mental health issues. Understanding this cycle is crucial for breaking free and restoring balance to your brain's reward system." When dopamine floods your brain from watching pornography, it doesn't just create a quick spike of pleasure, it hijacks the very sensors your brain uses to recognize rewards and motivations. Think of your brain as a complex network of dopamine cups, small receptors designed to handle just the right amount of stimulation. Under natural conditions, these cups are like espresso shot glasses, small, precise, and easy to satisfy with real-life achievements, meaningful connection, or joyful experiences. But when your brain is exposed to the massive unnatural dopamine surges from pornography, those cups begin to expand. The flood is too much for them to handle, so the brain adapts by making them bigger. Each time you consume extreme content, the receptors stretch, turning from espresso-sized cups into large mugs, and eventually into oversized buckets. Now here's the problem. As the receptors grow, they need more dopamine to feel the same pleasure. What used to satisfy you no longer does. The same old videos don't excite you anymore. You become bored, numb, and emotionally flat. So you go deeper, seeking more shocking, extreme, or taboo content to trigger a dopamine wave strong enough to fill these now massive receptors. This is how a simple habit spirals into a dangerous cycle of overstimulation and desensitization. Your brain isn't broken, it's been reprogrammed. And unless you reset the size of those dopamine cups through real-world experiences and intentional detox, you'll keep chasing a high that no longer satisfies. Have you reached the stage of addiction, where nothing excites you anymore, where the things that once made you feel alive now feel numb and distant, where your brain constantly chases stimulation but never feels satisfied? Is there a way out? Yes, there is, and it's simpler than you think. The most powerful way to rewire your brain is by learning new things. Every time you gain a new skill, try something unfamiliar, or engage in meaningful curiosity, your brain begins to form new neural pathways, including new dopamine receptors. Think of it this way: if overstimulation expanded and numbed your old cups, learning builds fresh cups, small and sensitive, eager to respond to real-life rewards. These new receptors are not tainted by addiction. They are clean, responsive, and ready to motivate you. Whether it's learning a new language, starting a creative project, reading, or exercising, every act of growth sends a signal to your brain. This is meaningful. Give me dopamine for this. Your brain listens. It starts rewarding these behaviors, and over time, your natural sensitivity returns. Dr. Joe Dispenza, a neuroscientist who studies brain change, says when you learn, your brain literally reshapes itself. New circuits grow, and with them new possibilities. So no, you're not stuck. You just need to feed your brain what it was designed for: discovery, challenge, growth. This is how you heal, not by fighting dopamine, but by training it to work for you. Now that you understand how dopamine works and how it can either enslave you or empower you, the next question is, how do I reset my brain? This is where dopamine detox comes in. It's not some extreme challenge, it's a strategic pause, a reset to help your brain restore its natural balance and sensitivity. Here's how to begin. Step 1. Identify your triggers. What activities give you instant pleasure but leave you empty afterward? Social media, porn, junk food, binge watching? List them. No shame, just honesty. Step 2. Create a 24-hour detox window. Choose one full day where you eliminate all artificial dopamine spikes. No scrolling, no porn, no gaming, no junk food, no overstimulation, just you, your thoughts, and reality. Step 3. Fill the void with real activities. During your detox, do things that nourish your mind. Walk outside, read, journal, meditate. These may feel boring at first. That's normal. It means your brain is recalibrating. Step 4. Repeat consistently. One detox day a week can rewire your entire system over time. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. As Dr. Cal Newport puts it, we don't need more stimulation, we need more focus. Dopamine detox isn't about suffering, it's about clearing the noise so you can hear your real self again. Boredom isn't your enemy. It's your brain's way of asking for something real, something meaningful. We've been conditioned to fear boredom, to escape it with endless distractions, dopamine hits, and artificial excitement. But here's the truth. Boredom is not a void. It's a space where your real thoughts can breathe, where your forgotten dreams can whisper, where your inner voice can finally be heard again. When you embrace boredom instead of running from it, you begin to remember who you are, not the overstimulated version, but the calm, focused, powerful version that doesn't depend on external rewards. So the next time you feel bored, don't panic, sit with it, welcome it, let it guide you back to what truly matters. Because sometimes doing nothing is exactly what your brain needs to become everything you're meant to be. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Tenmiology. This channel is your space to reset, grow, and reconnect with your real self. We're not chasing noise here. We're chasing depth, wisdom, and inner peace. Let's walk this path together.